Hey,
everyone.
everybody!
Hello. We're back. What's up? How you doing? We are always dressed alike. It's never, ever,
Always
ever, 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 ever planned, but it is always like
love.
this. I don't know why. If I was Sabrina, I would be like, what the hell y'all got going on? Y'all always
I'm
dressed
African.
up
I have two
the
wives.
same. Two wives.
Two wives.
Two wives. But I want to say welcome back, everyone. Peace and blessings to you all. I am Nitra from the DMV. I'm going to let Erskine go ahead and kick it. Introduce
Oh,
himself to the masses of those that don't know us,
oh.
but want to get to know us if you don't already know who we are.
All right, everybody. How you doing? My name is Erskine E.J. Alexander. I'm checking in from the great city of New York.
New York.
Birds represent New York. I'm a mental health clinician this year of
I
20
can't
years.
hear you.
They can't.
You went out.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear
I'm coughing.
me? Okay, you go. Can you hear
Say
me?
what, love bug?
Can you hear me? Can you? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can
Okay, I'm
hear you.
sorry. So sorry. Let me get my thing right. So anyway, let me allow me to reintroduce myself. My name
My
is
name's
Erskine Alexander.
Erskine.
Erskine Alexander. I'm a mental health clinician here in New York.
Hey,
Uh,
Tracy.
yes, and I'm also an actor as well. I'm also an actor as well. Um, I have been a mental health clinician here in New York. This year at the hospital, it makes 20 years. Been in the business for 22 years total, and it's a phenomenal experience. I'm also an actor as well. I've been in several movies, Somnium, Six Tales of Sin, and I'm currently in production with V Familia too. So yeah, so I'm just having a good time.
You forgot one.
Oh, I'm sorry. For life. For life. I'm also
Prime time, baby.
prime time.
Prime time.
So I'm also in a TV show for life that comes on ABC. Season 3 starts up in January 27th. We're right around the corner.
Yep.
And so just phenomenal experience and just enjoying life. I'm a husband of almost 16 years.
Sound like you was about to say six kids. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have
Carry
16.
on.
And I'm also the proud father of a very energetic and lovely 12 and a half year old, my daughter Amira. So just having fun and enjoying life. It's a great pleasure and an honor for us all to be able to see each other during these COVID-19 times. That was the purpose of our show.
Yep.
That was the purpose of us coming together. So big shout out to my girl, Miss Nietzsche Graham, over there on the other side of the world. So I want to pass the microphone over to her, as you can see before we go forward. But I'm gonna say that after she introduces herself. So on that note, we're going to
What's going on, people? What's going on? I am Nitra. I am in the DMV. Okay, for those that don't know what the DMV is, that is DC,
yeah,
Maryland, and Northern Virginia. Northern
huh?
Virginia. Northern Virginia. Not all of Virginia, just Northern Virginia. I work a full-time job. I work for the Department of None of Your Business. I am a mother of three, grandmother of one. My children are generational children. If you do not know what generational children are, that is when you have children in two different generations. My oldest is 24 and my son is 22. And then I have a 14-year-old that is a all-star cheerleader. So I am a jack of many trades, a master of some. I am an entrepreneur by heart, and I just like living life. Erskine and I have been friends since the age of 14, and we're well into our 40s now. So,
And it all started at the great
Carver High School.
Columbus, Georgia. Call the
Oh gosh,
Tiger.
don't get him started. Jesus, please.
Representing that
Lord
class of
Jesus.
9-5. Oh,
They
they
be
was
telling all of that.
sorry. Uh,
But anyway, we'd like to welcome you all back to our show. Oh, there's nothing but love. If you notice, Erskine and I are always dressed alike. It's never ever planned. I promise you, it ain't never planned. The only time we really planned something is when we wore our T-shirts that said "Unfiltered, No Chaser." But other than that, it's funny because we pop up in the back office, and we're like, "Oh my God, we got the same colors on." Anywho, today's topic, because we're gonna get right into it, was The inauguration. So I would like to say Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Oh, happy day, Happy New
Oh,
Year. And congratulations to President Biden and Vice President Harris. Erskine is a mess. Erskine is a mess. But
yeah.
yeah, so and let me just start off by saying, because
Okay.
we gonna touch on everything.
Don't touch it.
I think, and I'm not trying to speak out of turn, but just off of my Facebook feed while the inauguration was going on, I saw all of the love that was coming in. Um, Honestly, guys, it really looked like love was back in the White House. I don't know how you all looked at it, excuse me, but I looked at it as I don't want to say evil, but meanness. I think that's a better word for saying, because I don't want to say evil. I don't think that Donald Trump is evil, but I just think he's very very fucking mean as shit. That's what I think. Um, so meanness left and love came back in. Um, we all need to just give this administration a chance, like we did with the prior administration and other administrations prior. But okay, Malcolm, I was praying that you came on this evening,
Malcolm, what's up,
because me and
Malcolm?
Malcolm had a whole freaking discussion on the whole inauguration. I swear it felt like I was sitting in the living room with him as we was having. Like he would post something and then I would come back and respond to it. But yeah, oh my gosh. Where actually do you want to start, Erskine?
Well,
Like,
I
where
want
do
to
you
just
want to
talk
start?
about. I just want to talk about the energy. Let's talk about the energy first. As a mental health clinician, a lot
Yes.
of times with situations, we base everything on energy.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. And Dr. Fauci kind of put the nail in the coffin. I don't know if you guys saw him last night on
Oh my God,
television.
that's a whole nother topic. I need to
So,
write stuff down, because
yeah,
that
yeah.
was a whole nother topic. Whole
So,
nother topic that's relevant to this.
so what I want to say, what I want to say
Excuse
is
me.
the energy was different. I think
Mm,
when people, the situation with our former president and with Joe Biden, I think people are excited. The energy was just different. The positivity was just different. I think people are excited, looking forward to moving forward. And there's nothing wrong with addressing a country. There's nothing wrong with speaking what's on your mind, having your opinion about politics. But it goes to a whole different situation when you come across as you come across as nasty and aggressive, and there's no kind of consideration of the American people. That's when. And I think with Joe Biden, the situation with Kamala, going in the situation where I'm gonna say my piece about Kamala in a minute, but uh, Joe Biden, it's a fresh face, it's a new start, and we just got to hold him accountable and let's see what he's gonna do. Now for Kamala, woo, let's talk about it. Representation of the HBCU, being a Howard grad, being the first Black female vice president in the United States, speaks in high
Black
volume.
and Southern Asian. Don't forget her mom.
Southern Asian, got Black and Southern Asian. So just to see her in the White House, just to see her heritage and see what she's going to bring, that's exciting. It also gives you motivation to feel like, especially for our girls, for our young Black women, for girls, just period. You can do anything in the world you want to do, because now we got someone that's showing you the blueprint, giving you the blueprint. So right now, with both of them being there, it's peaceful, it's calm. I think they both understand that there's a lot of work that has to
Oh,
be done. That's
heck
a
yeah.
lot of work, and
You keep echoing it.
for the record, they not. Oh, I'm echoing.
No, no, the vice president and the president keeps echoing. It's a
Oh, right,
lot
right,
of
right.
work
Yeah,
that
it's
they
it's
got
a
to
lot.
do.
It was a
Yeah.
lot of things that took place with the previous administration that just didn't happen. It just didn't go the way it should have went, and unfortunately, it's going to take 4 years. And I think people are excited about that. But then again, the biggest concern you're going to have down the line is people being patient about that. So just for the record, it's good to see the energy. It's definitely going to be good to see somebody get to the podium to address the nation, to address address the nation and the things that we got going on, and to address the nation in a peaceful banner. You know, a lot of the things that 45 used to do, just the presentation. Because when when you're on the outside looking in, the presentation is everything. And when you got somebody with this screw face and looking all crazy and looking mean, and they look like they're going to attack every time you ask them a question, or that they feel like they're being attacked every time a question is being asked, that's frustrating for the American people. That's not comfortable. That's not
Right.
comfortable at all.
Right.
Energy is everything. So to see Biden give his speech, it was a sense of comfort. To see Kamala do her thing, it was a sense of comfort. And at this point now, we got to hold them both accountable going forward.
Yep.
That's my
Yep.
speech.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Um, so let's go back to Kamala,
Yes,
Vice President Harris, real quick. Um, we cannot neglect the fact that we have to talk about her mom also, because her mom was Indian, which they're calling them. I didn't know they call Indians South Asian
I
people.
didn't know that either.
I didn't know that either. I was just like, she's Indian. Why are you saying South Asian? Because when you say Asian to me, I think of Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean, Taiwanese. I think I'm saying that back. I think of them as being Asian. So I was a little concerned because I'm like, her mom is from India. But I will say this: her mom, her mom and her dad, because her dad is Jamaican, her mom is South Asian, which that's not a uncommon coupling, because what I learned on, believe it or not, on um Housewives of Atlanta, when remember when Lisa Wu was on there, her mom is Chinese and her dad is Jamaican.
Yeah,
Okay, a lot of that goes on in the country of Jamaica. So I didn't know that. I didn't know it was a huge Chinese population in Jamaica. But anyway, so her mom and her dad are both immigrants, but they both were activists in California, where she was born and raised. And her mom, even when her mom and dad broke up, her mom still instilled that activism within her and her sister.
mhm,
So,
mhm,
no matter if you agree with her when she was a attorney general for the state, or whatever the case may be,
right.
she did at that time what she felt was right, no matter what color your skin is or whatever. But I will just say, to know that we have a woman of color,
Yeah,
black woman of color, um, in the second highest position for the whole entire country, that went to a HBCU college that is in one of the D9 organizations, which is she's an AKA, that
AKA.
has all of these accolades behind her. It's just breathtaking.
Yeah, it is. It
It,
is.
it's just
And it
it's
sends
just
a sense of hope.
breathtaking on so many different levels.
It sends a sense of hope to us as minorities that we can make it. We can do things just as big. I think the frustration that we've dealt with for so many years is that, will it ever be a situation where black people, well, not, I only want to just say black people, just minorities, can we have high positions? Can we get to these high positions without feeling like we have to play we have to play the second role to white people?
Hmm.
And what Barack has shown, just the fact that you can be African American, be the president of the United States, and now that what Kamala has shown, that women can even do it, and not only just Kamala, but even what Joe Biden has done with his administration. To see the diversity of the different ethnic backgrounds represented at the inauguration, that was beautiful. That
Yes.
I mean, that was beautiful. You got Spanish people, you got African Americans, you got every single race was represented, and that's what he has
Yes.
in his administration. I think
Yes.
that there's a whole lot. It opens up a whole lot of opportunities for people of color to say, hey, listen, let's give this a shot. If I'm in politics, I don't have to worry about possibly not being able to be involved in working on that side because of the color of my skin. I can actually make that happen now. So
Hmm.
it's a beautiful picture. I'm just ready to see the work that they're going to do. And my thing is, and I think just for the American people, we all have to understand that it's going to take more than 4 years. He's not going to clean this mess up in 4 years.
No, you can't. It's not possible.
No,
It's too much damage
right.
that was done.
Right. It's too
So
much.
anybody with common sense should know that you can't undo foolishness of that magnitude within your first term.
Right.
And they have to do it. And I think that's why he went in. They both went in, hitting the ground running.
Yeah.
Inauguration day, because normally they don't work that day. They'll come to work the next day, but they
Yeah.
slid in some work in between the pictures and the this and the that and the this and the
Right.
that. But before we get to that part, let's still talk about the whole ceremony, because I didn't know that the purple that she wore was a slight nod to Shirley Chisholm.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I found that out on CNN. I think Don Lemon said something about that. And let's just talk about the classiest black woman that has ever roamed the halls.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I have to
The
lean
halls
back.
of the White House.
I have to
Okay?
lean back. I have to lean
Baby.
back. Push it up a little bit. We gotta do
Baby, when I tell you, I was waiting at the door for them. I was waiting on the door
I
at
ain't
the
even got
door for
asthma and I
them.
get feeling it in my chest.
Baby, they came in there like, bitch, we are back and our homeboy is back, and hey, we got a new home girl. They came in there like, yeah, we here. We
The
here.
Obama.
What's up? But let me tell you something. I love me some Barack Obama.
And I love Michelle.
But
Oh God,
baby,
Michelle.
that daggone Michelle,
She
that
came.
hair
She
was
slayed.
flawless. Okay? She was covered from here. Not talking about the mask, but from
Uh,
here all the way down.
no. You got to give her hair.
No,
Look at
I
the hair.
said the hair was flawless.
The hair, the faux, even her eyes look different.
Michelle was like, "Fuck what you heard."
Let me
When
tell
I
you,
say, when they fly low, we fly higher. She in the galaxy somewhere.
she's not
straight
even
up, straight up goddess. Straight
that.
up goddess.
She
Straight up
came,
goddess.
but you know what?
She came slaying to the gods, as they used
It,
to say a couple of years ago.
it goes to show you, and I hate to sound like this, but I'm just speaking the truth. That's what we all
Hmm.
about. It goes to show you the lack of classiness that we missed out for 4 years. For 4 years,
Well,
we missed.
I will say this: Melania did a very good job of hiding, because she was not with the
Well, that's what
foolishness,
I'm saying. That's what I'm
and
saying.
she was like, "I didn't want this, so I'm gonna be back here."
No, okay, I hear you, but you didn't want it, but you got it. I promise, and I hate to say this, and I want our viewers that's watching. I can honestly sit here and say I've only heard that woman speak 2 times in 4 years.
Yeah,
That was the exit speech, and I think she spoke again. You know what? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna say 3,
I
but I
think
don't.
it was 4 times she actually did speak.
She okay.
Because remember, she spoke once when right after she became the first lady, and then she spoke another 2 more times. Yeah, 2 more times, and they clowned her because they said that was Michelle's old
Chelsea,
speech,
but you
and then
was
I think she spoke again, thanking everybody for allowing her to be first lady or whatever, you know.
right.
But I don't want to even talk about them.
Okay.
We'll talk about them in a second. But Michelle's
Ah,
outfit
Michelle.
was
Michelle. That's all I
nice.
can.
And the person that did her outfit was from I want to say a small time designer, not discrediting the designer by no means, from like North Carolina.
He's a rich man now.
Hello.
He needs to be able to
And
say,
and the girl that did her hair is here in DC.
she's a rich woman now.
Yeah. So moving past them, let's talk about Miss Amanda Gorman.
Woo! Woo!
22 years old.
I thought that girl was like 14 years old.
Harvard graduate. 22 years old. Her speech was right on time.
Mm-hmm.
Her
And it
point
was something.
was right on time.
Mhm.
Actually, they said on CNN also that Jill Biden actually found her. She was at some reading and she heard her speak. and she told President Biden. I can say President again. President Biden. Hey, when you do the poem version, this is who you should get. So I listened to her interview with Anderson Cooper on CNN.
Ooh,
She is very, very humble.
yeah,
Very humble. Anderson Cooper was smitten over her.
yeah, yeah.
He was
Very,
like, you could just he just looked like a little kid and was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, like she the superstar, and he was just like the little kid.
what she really was. I mean,
Yeah.
she really was.
So what I found interesting with her in her interview with him is that growing up she had a slight speech problem
Mm,
because Anderson brought it up, and we all know that at one time President Biden had a slight stutter. Anderson Cooper also has a slight stutter. If you pay attention to him when he speaks, he has a slight stutter. She had a speech impediment also, and she said that she was happy to know that she was in the ranks of him and President Biden with having a speech issue, being in that club with them. But she had a speech problem also growing up. She could not pronounce words with R.
mm,
So the way she would have to express herself was through her writing. So with every poet, there's always a good reason on why they write the way that they write. So she would actually practice her words, and so she had a mantra. Well, she has a mantra every time she says before she goes on. But I didn't write it down. Shame on me. I would have read it to you all today when she tells herself. It's basically an affirmation that she gives herself before she starts speaking. But when I tell you that young lady is poised, and also she reported the next day that since she did that speech, she is now number one and number two on the bestseller bookseller list on Amazon for her books. Yes,
it's
congratulations to her.
much deserved her
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that poem, not just the poem. Oh, shout out to Tracy.
Hey
Tracy,
Tracy.
chocolate girls do rock. Well, chocolate girls always been rocking. Tracy, I just want to throw that out there. They always been rocking.
Hmm.
It's just good to see y'all highlight it. You know what I'm saying?
To a
But
whole
to a
nother level.
whole nother level, a whole nother
Hmm.
level.
Hmm.
So, I think the beautiful thing about her speech, it gives people hope. It gives people hope, especially our young black girls, us as minorities. It gives us hope. It's okay to go through the struggles. It's okay to understand our struggles, understand our 400 years of struggle. It is so good to see us have a voice now. And it's time for us to have a voice. It's time for our voice to be heard. That's what I took away from that speech. Um, I also looked at it like, it shows girls, even my daughter, who, I had a classmate say, "Hey man, she looks like your daughter," and she does. She does. She looks like my daughter. She looks like an older version of my daughter, and it gives our young black girls hope that they can make it to the top. You can be in high positions. You don't have to worry about being stereotyped and all that kind of stuff. Not saying that you won't deal with it, but at the same token, you can still you can still pursue it if that's something that you're interested in doing. So I thought it was a phenomenal speech. Like I said, I didn't know she was 22, and I didn't know she was a Howard grad. I thought she was in high school.
She
You know,
does look like a little kid,
yeah, I
doesn't
thought she
she?
was in high school.
Yeah,
I
no.
literally thought she was in high school, and I
Yeah.
think that was what kind of caught my eye first because, like I said, I thought she was like in high school or something like that. So
Mhm.
just to see how she presented, to see the power of her speech, it spoke in volumes. So I'm just excited, Nitra. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm excited about this whole um, change in administration. The energy is going to be different. We
The
already
energy is totally different.
It's totally different.
Totally different.
It's totally different. I was actually in the gym at the beginning part of well, before the inauguration started, and I saw when 45 gave his speech, and hardly nobody was there. And to see the level of unclassiness, how he didn't even have the common courtesy to salute Biden as he transitions into the new position. And what the people fail to realize, he broke, uh, I don't want to say a 45-year tradition. There's supposed to be a time where the current president, they have dinner or they do whatever, they pass off everything to the new president. Well, guess what? Mike Pence had to step up, him and his wife, and do the transition for Kamala and her husband as they transitioned into the new position when it should have been the regular president. So it goes to show you the level of unclassiness that we were hit with, how traditions were broken that shouldn't have been broken. I love to see Clinton, Bush, and Obama give
Talk.
talk, how they all give their speeches about, working together as a team. And we can all disagree. We can all disagree. We
Yeah.
can all disagree. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. But the most important thing is we all come to a common agreement to do what's best for the country.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
what
the
we
that is honestly the important part of it. Um, to learn how to agree to disagree.
yeah, we get
Um,
agree. We're not gonna always
so
be on the same
so
page.
did you know that Pence did not even go to see Trump off?
No, he didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
He didn't go see him off. He made sure they try to say it was a conflict thing,
No, it wasn't.
but it wasn't a conflict thing because Pence had had enough. Pence had enough prior to 2 weeks ago when the whole Capitol thing happened. Pence had had enough prior to it, but it showed when he had to go through those votes
Oh
with,
yeah.
with Congress because it was like just his whole mannerism when they would say, oh, the state of, and again, I don't know which state it was, but I'm just gonna say, let's just say Georgia. Oh, the state of Georgia wants to recount da da da. Okay, according to blah 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 blah, verse this, black that da da da, you got to have it in writing, and a senator has to sign off. Is that what happened? Well, no. Okay, well that doesn't count. I mean, he was tossing people out left and right. Like, I ain't got time for this. Look, we done lost. They won. I don't have time for this
Right.
foolishness.
And then to add insult to the injury, they put a hit out on him.
Hey, Mama Donna.
Hey, mama. They put a hit out on him. They put a
Yeah.
that he they was trying
So
to assassinate him.
so
So
let's just talk about something for a second since we're on this whole 45 thing. Okay, he pardoned 143 people.
I don't even,
143 people. I skimmed through that list. The only person I recognized was Bannon's name. Okay,
who
Bannon, the one that was his shit. What was Bannon? Bannon was his I want to say like his right hand man, and then he fired him, and then Bannon wrote a book telling all his damn information, and they fell out or whatever. But anyway, so he pardoned him. But you know who he didn't pardon?
who he didn't part.
The stupid asses that went and stormed the Capitol that got fucking arrested. He didn't pardon not one of those people. And these are the people, that was like the Beastie Boys for them. You gotta fight for your right to party. They went to jail for his ass.
And the sad thing about it is they're going around catching these guys. They zoom
People
in,
turning them in
they
left
turn,
and right.
you
They're
know,
turning them in left and right. Did you see one of the guys that stormed the Capitol? Did you see the footage when he went to the airport to try to get on his flight to go back home?
oh,
They
they
had already put him down as a terrorist, and he could
oh,
not.
I didn't see that. I
He
didn't see
he was
who
crying. He was crying in the airport. I was like, I did this for us. I did this for us. I was trying to help us. We was trying to stop the steal. I'm not a terrorist. Why won't they let me go home? Oh, you can go home, but you ain't getting on that airplane. You are now labeled a terrorist, a domestic terrorist at that.
now he can't
You
fly no
ain't
more.
going nowhere. Your passport is gone. Your driver's license might be gone. You're not going anywhere. Point blank, period. He was having a whole meltdown in
But he
in the
brought it on himself. He
in
brought the
in
thing
the airport.
on
My
himself.
thing is, how do you sit up here and I know this is not the inauguration because the subject we're trying. Erskine and I are really trying to stay on topic this coming year because y'all know we will go all the way to the damn left. How do you not think that you gonna show your natural raw, and I can't say black behind like my mom and grandmother used to say, but your natural raw white ass on national fucking TV,
And not, it
okay,
was no
and not get any replica.
reason.
And I think you gonna get in trouble.
It's I hate to say it though. I hate to
There's
say
repercussions to all of this
it's
foolishness.
record. It's but the problem is I hate to say it like this. I hate to say it, but it's the privilege. Because for years,
Oh
for years, it's
Jesus.
always been a situation where certain things could happen on dealing with white people versus
Mhm.
black people, and
Mhm.
there were no repercussions. That's just the reality of it, unfortunately. And this time around, and it showed. It showed. I think every black person in America, I think we all sat back and just looked. And it was kind of good to see that there were repercussions for the behavior because we already know what happened over the summer. We know the social injustice that we've had to deal with for years. So it was definitely good to see the negative behavior get addressed. No other way to put it. No other way to put it. You can't. I
Right.
first of all, I it still baffles me to see people crawling up the side of Capitol Hill. I never seen that. The fact that these people even
Oh my
made it inside of
gosh.
Capitol Hill, it's enough to make you be like, wow. And they destroyed the death. I mean, they destroyed this whole place. We already know how that would have went if that was African American. If that was the Black Lives Matter movement, we would have got. And that's just the reality. So it was good to see justice. You hate to see that kind of behavior happen. You hate to see those kind of things take place, but it was good to see the justice. If anything, those people that are getting reprimanded for doing what they did, listen, I'm all for it.
Losing your
I'm all
job,
for it.
like you don't lost your job.
Yep, yep,
Some of y'all. Okay,
yeah.
we
It felt no, no, no.
digress.
Because like I said, if African Americans did that, the whole Black Lives Matter did that. Oh, we would have been
But
shot
I
at,
just, I, but I
bloodbath.
just, but I just felt like all the black people was at home, minus the ones that was there, and was at home like, ain't this some bullshit here?
Oh yeah. I think
And
every
just
black
shaking our head. Now they know they need their ass beat. But anyway,
person
we digress. Like we are moving away from the top. Let's go back to the
get there
that
sometimes.
inauguration. Even when they got out the car
That's class.
and even with it being during a pandemic and the crowds that's normally there was not there, it was still beautiful. Um,
Class.
it was
Class.
still beautiful. Um, to see Joe get out, President Biden, get out of the car.
President Biden. Get out.
Yes. Get out of the car and jog over to some of the like he jogged over to some kids and he jogged over to somebody else. He jogged over to Mayor Bowser. That's who the first person he jogged over to, which is the DC mayor. Um, and he jogged over there to her and said a few words to her, and then later on he jogged over to some little kids. They looked like they was like between the fifth and eighth grade, and talked to them for a second, and then for them to say, when they did not get back in the car, but they kept walking because Biden got a Klan behind him,
Oh yeah, he's squatted up.
and President, Vice President Harris got a Klan behind her
Yeah,
too.
squatted up.
As he turned into going on the property of the White House. And then they said the beast was behind him. Like the beast never goes in front of the White House. He goes, through the back, down, up under, or whatever. But that was the first time that he had been on the property since um, him and President Obama walked out, finished their term in office. Um, but I will say this: he did say that 45 did give him a nice note. I think the word he used was a generous note. So it wasn't bad. I'm going to say this. It's going to be hard for me to say this. But I'm going to say this anyway.
Mm.
I am not a Trump supporter. Let me do this disclaimer before I say this. I am not a Trump supporter by any means necessary. And the reason I'm not a Trump supporter, Forget his foolishness and his fuckery. I'm not a Trump supporter, first and foremost, because he does not have a political background. Okay? He doesn't have a political background. The and because of that, that's where you get all the other foolishness and fuckery. But I will say this: from the night that they brought his ass back from Florida, and he had to get in the car and go down Black Lives Matter Boulevard, and all of those signs was like Biden, Biden. And remember, I told you, Erskine, then I felt like the theme song for all of that was the whole town is laughing at me, but it was more like the whole world is laughing at me. I honestly think, and I could be all the way fucking wrong when I say this. I honestly think that he is so fucking embarrassed. He is so embarrassed,
Yeah.
and
It's,
I think well, we all know he's so prideful, but he's so fucking embarrassed that he could not come out and say, you know what, I fucking lost. However, because of President Biden saying that the note was actually a nice note, I think somewhere in there, deep down inside, maybe in that pinky toe where the toenail ain't quite as big as the rest of the toes, there is some niceness in him. He's just very cutthroat and okay, I can't even say
but
no more.
I always look at it. I always said that 45 narcissistic personality,
Oh, you know, I've been saying that from day one.
and it's the hardest thing in the world to accept when things don't go your way. It's you go out kicking and screaming. That's why he kept trying to do the recount, and he was still in denial about the whole election. It was
And threatening people.
threatening people, and because that the word no is not an option for them.
That's that's not in his
You
vocabulary.
don't say no to me. You don't say no to me. I want it done. Period. That's just that's the way he has always been all these years. So to get a reality check of losing, and I'm not even talking about by an inch, we talking about by a landslide. And then they had the audacity to do the recount. They did the recount, and there was more Biden votes.
Yes, that's the crazy part.
Like
And then you threaten the electoral president for the state of Georgia
Georgia, yeah, he
and
said,
says, I need you to find 11,700 and some odd votes to say that they're mine. But over half of those votes that they did find was still Biden's.
"Still Biden vote." So it was painful. It was a shell shock to his ego, and he's going to have to digest this for a long time. It's going to take a long time because you don't tell the Donald no. You don't tell him no, and
He's
that's
used to he's used to the apprentice. But here's the thing.
but
Here's the thing.
that's just
Here's the thing. Because I had this white person try to. I was responding to a message that one of the local reporters here, put on her thing, and basically she was just reporting the news or whatever. And I forgot where the fuck I was going with this shit. And I'm not even drinking tonight, and I don't forgot where I was going with this. But Donald Trump. Oh, I said his name. I can say his name now because he's just Donald Trump now. Donald Trump. He has done so much damage. What is the QAnon group that was the ones that came up here acting a fool at the what you call it? They're even distraught right now because they're like, wait a minute, you said, and we believed you when you said you betrayed us. One of them said, we've even been played by you. So now they're fucking mad at him. But here's the thing. This is the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. So when he left, I made a comment. I was like, they should have left. Somebody made a comment and said, they should let him. return that flight as soon as he gets to Florida. I said what they should have did was let him take his own damn jet, get it cleared so it can go to Andrews, which they can't do that. But I'm just saying, get it cleared so it can go to Andrews, Joint Base Andrews, so he can get on his own shit and go away. And so this guy came back and he was like, well, the least they could have done for him was to let him get on Air Force One and go to Florida, because we didn't he didn't want our money for his salary. I said, well, I bet you now he wish he had gotten that salary money, because guess what? He has lost everything. Not only do you or did you not see, there is no good things that happen when you play dirty and you have all of this negative energy in
And,
your life and around you.
and the thing is,
Not
New York
only
is trying
have you not won the presidency, but you have lost major backings in your personal life. Okay. Not only that, you about to file bankruptcy. I'm pretty sure your wife is gonna leave you. Your kids probably ain't gonna talk to you. One of your kids don't even fuck with you like that. Um, your dealings in overseas are gone to kaput. One of your major dealers was in China, and you the one that called it the Chinese, the coronavirus, the China. So you talked about China like a freaking dog. I think it's Iran or the Ukraine got a bounty on your head. Okay, so where you gonna run to? So it's just a lot of things, and I don't wish no bad luck on nobody. But I would not want to be in his shoes right about it. Hell,
New York
you
is
can't even
already.
tweet no more. And
Yeah,
then people talking about some, oh, Donald Trump is awfully quiet. What the fuck you mean he awfully quiet? He can't tweet. He has no social media presence.
right.
Everybody, Pinterest have taken his social media presence. He can't do stuff on Pinterest. He can't have an IG account. He can't have a Twitter account. He can't get on Facebook. He can't have a Shopify account. He can't do shit but sit at home and play golf.
And New York is trying to charge him.
And New York is trying to charge him, and the city of New York said that he can't do business there no
They
more.
said
And
all
the
his business.
NFL blocked him, so he's banned from the NFL but that's from years ago. He
Yeah.
was banned from the NFL. The NFL even gave him money and then still blocked him. You can't even own a
Hard out there for
no
a pimp.
president, no president, no
Impeached twice.
president,
He can't
no
even run again.
president.
Impeached
You
twice.
get impeached within less than a year, two times. Two
Oh yeah.
times? And I'm very disappointed in those Republicans that were still trying to fucking fight the power for him. Because here's the reality. You almost died. They
Yeah.
almost died in that daggone building. Because he sat up there and said some stuff that set off a group of dumb people. See, I'm working on it, Erskine.
Good job. You're doing a great job.
Dumb people, and they was willing to risk it all in the name of Donald Trump.
Hmm.
But so my mom was like, she believed God put Donald Trump in position because um his name means world ruler. I said, nah, I don't think that's why God put him in position. I said, I think God put him in position to expose what we already been knowing long time ago. His name ain't got nothing to do with it. He was a tool. If anything, I believe, and I could be wrong because God didn't tell me. Allegedly, he told my mom. I don't believe he put Donald there to be the ruler. He put Donald there to expose what we was already thinking and knowing what was going on. Because if you think about it, if you really, really think about it, 2020 was pure fucking hell. I don't care how you try to slice and dice it. It was fucking hell. From the time coronavirus popped off all the way up into the fucking new year. 2020 has been straight up ghetto as hell. And I
Yeah.
know we off topic again, but 2020 was straight up ghetto. It showed you the racist people without their damn hoods on. That's what it showed you. Black Lives Matter sparked it to show you what the fuck was going on. George Floyd unfortunately lost his life with foolishness, but it exposed that whole police department. Sometimes people are sacrificial people. It's not their time, but it is their time to leave us. And we have to understand, you know, that let me tell y'all something. That chick that died in the Capitol, that was a officer in the Air Force, you know, the white lady that died in the
Yeah.
Capitol. Do you know when Breonna Taylor passed, she said good riddance. She had it was a whole bunch of shit she said behind a young lady that was in her bed, sleep.
Yeah.
And look what happened to her.
That's why when it took place at Capitol Hill, all the black people were sitting back like this. When I went to the gym, and of course, the guys that are in the gym, we just took one look at each other and said, "This is not our fight. This is not our fight." And it wasn't. It really, really wasn't. I think it just showed this world from a kid being 12 to a person being 80 something years old that racism still played a major part in this country.
A major part.
All of our kids got a crash course learning that there's a difference in skin color. And it's unfortunate, it's sad.
Very unfortunate.
It's sad, it's something that, we dealt with for years, but it just gave people uh, the ability to feel comfortable saying that I don't like you and I'm over you and I'm one leg up over you. And this is what it is to show other children, to show other people that that's what it is. So it's
Mhm.
sad. It's very, very sad. Like I said, it was a crash course learning for our children. It was a crash course learning, even for the people that's in their 80s who dealt with this stuff back in the 60s and the 50s and
My
all
grandmother's
that.
96 years old.
But it opened up an old wound because the stuff that she was seeing or that she saw in 2020 was a direct repeat of what was going on back in the 50s and what was going on in the
Yeah,
60s.
yeah,
So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And I'm hoping now with this new administration,
yes.
we'll have a sense of peace. It showed that we can all come together. All come together. Who nobody in a million years thought that they could see people be so divided, so divided. We always knew it was there, but to see that,
Division
oh,
in
scariest
your
thing in the
face.
world.
Like, again, you almost died and you
Die.
still going to bat for him? How? Talking about you don't want to impeach him? How?
Well,
But I'm
well,
telling you one thing. I'm telling you right now. I don't give a hell how the Republicans feel. I don't care if they think he's the best thing since sliced bread and 2 gallons of milk in a container that won't let the milk go spoil. The reality of it is that you got to get rid of him. Point
yeah,
blank, period.
we had
Doing
to.
this impeachment right here. This impeachment right here. Because what you don't want to happen is that you don't find him guilty and strip away all his benefits as a former president, and he's able to run again in 4 years.
He
And
can't
this bullshit happens again.
again. It's
Because
a
right
trouble.
now they're talking about he is wants to start a Patriots party.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Yeah. But so yes, Malcolm, I did see the lady crying. Matter of fact, I saw her crying, the lady that you're talking about, Malcolm. I saw her crying, and then I saw the other lady crying that was at the Capitol with an onion in her face, onion in a rag, talking about she had gotten maced, and she's like wiping her eyes, but all the while she's you gotta be some kind of mentally ill because retarded is not politically correct. So I'm gonna say you gotta be some type of mentally
Special,
ill person
special.
to sit up here and rub a fucking onion in your eye.
Well, I want to say this, Malcolm. Yeah, and Malcolm said you don't see the other white woman trying to please for 45 to help. The craziest thing in the world. But I think the thing that really struck the biggest nerve was the cop that was trapped in the door and he's pleading. And he said that he didn't know whether he should pull his gun or not. My wife knows it a whole lot better than me what he said. But I saw his interview. I saw what he was saying. He said, I didn't know if I wanted to hurt them or help them. I didn't know whether I should pull my gun or not. That's what he said. The cop said that. The cop said that that was
But I
smush.
know Mr. Eugene know what he wanted to do because they have given that man a promotion.
Yeah. Well, guess what? My thing with that particular guy was if that was
Black
any
Lives
other,
Matter.
you would have pulled that clip and not thought twice about it. And that's just the
Now I'm not
reality.
gonna say he would have. Let's just say
Oh, he would have did
he
it.
might have. No, I'm trying. I don't want to put all white people in a little
No, no, no.
category.
And that's not what it was. I just know
I
with
want to
the
say
energy.
he might have. He doesn't know because let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Okay, we don't know what we would really do in that situation.
If
Let's
you
just
got a,
say color.
I
I'm trying
just,
to be optimistic here. I'm
I
trying to be Lawrence right now. we
shout out to
don't
Lawrence Brooks. Shout out to Willie
we
Shorter that's
don't we
watching.
don't know. You know we don't know because we're not cops. I do carry a firearm, so you come bum rushing up in my house, you're gonna meet peace and
It's only one
blessings.
way to deal
Okay?
with it. Listen, listen. I tell them all the time. My alarm go off. It's a problem. It's a problem for the person on the other side. That's just reality.
Hello, yes.
But at the end of the day, the energy, just the energy in
Was
itself.
beautiful. Was beautiful. Was beautiful. And
Man,
you know what else? I'm so glad that nobody got out there and acted a fool.
yeah,
I did not want to witness a Kennedy moment.
yeah.
And then you know what else dawned on me while I was watching it and the beast rolled behind them? You know what else dawned on me? When Kennedy got shot, he was in what kind of car?
A Cadillac. When a
What was
convertible?
special about the Cadillac?
I don't know. You got to jog my memory in this picture.
It was no roof on the Cadillac.
Oh yeah, he
It
was.
was a convertible. Have you noticed no president since then has been in a convertible?
They don't want them kind of problems. That's an open invitation because you don't know who's crazy enough to run up. You know, somebody else.
That legit dawned on me when I was watching it.
Hmm.
But I was so thankful that nobody um try to do anything ignorant during. I mean, they could. Let's just be honest. They could not get past the boundaries anyway because they had them pushed back so far.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you couldn't get up close anyway. But still, even if you was able to get up close, I'm just glad that there wasn't no fuckery and foolishness
yeah.
going on. But let's talk about Dr. Fauci for a second.
Oh, did he look so relaxed?
First of all, Dr. Fauci looked like he has been well rested.
Yes.
He looks like
He
he's
looked
got
like
maybe
he said,
his
God,
face
he,
done. He
he, look,
used
he
a
looks so.
moisturizer. But Dr. Fauci is with the shits. Let me tell you, Dr. Fauci is with the
Dr.
shits
Fauci looked
because
rested. He looked relaxed.
one of the reporters asked him, "Where have you been? You started the whole corona, telling us about the corona virus and what we should be doing, and it's like before midway through, you like disappeared."
Disappeared.
Dr. Fauci was like,
He said,
"Well, when
well,
you got somebody that you can work with and you can talk and that you can talk to that understands science and that won't point the finger and talk down to you and have a decent conversation, then I went. That's it. Oh,
you
Dr.
move a little
Fauci is
different.
with the
You move,
shits
you
today.
think you go a little different.
Nidra, Nadira Stewart said the same thing. He was so happy. Yes, he was. He was
Oh, he was.
very he was very happy, and he just looked like he was happy to be there too.
You can see it. You can see it on his face. He was
Yes,
like, ah.
yes, he looked like he was happy to be there. Thank you for welcoming back. Thank you for realizing that I do have the credentials to talk about this.
I've only been doing this work for 35
Thank you.
years. I've only been doing this work for 35 years. I've
Yeah.
only been studying the science of this for 35 years. I've only been doing this work for 35 years.
Oh, and then he said something about. I'm telling you, Dr. Fauci was with the shits on this interview with the reporter. Then he said something about, yeah, because I would never tell anybody to put disinfectant, drink the disinfectant. I was like, Wrap it up, Dr. Fauci.
But you
You
know
with
what?
the
That
shits
goes.
today.
But you know what? That goes to show you the level of foolishness that we encounter for 4 years. For our viewers that's out there that's watching.
Not only that, did you know that there was not a plan put in place for the vaccination?
Of course not.
Like there was nothing.
Nothing. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised because
That
you
family was
tell the
trying to kill
guy.
all of us.
You,
He was trying to take us out of who? The World Health Organization. He was not trying to. Well, I ain't taking the vaccination. I'm just letting y'all know now.
you know what? I
Because
went.
my logic of thinking is, and this is just me,
Okay.
and the vaccination can be awesome. Again, this is just me. How y'all come up with a vaccination so fast and y'all still ain't got a vaccination for HIV?
That too. But look, I'm gonna give you a twist to it. I'm gonna give you a whole nother twist to it. How you come up with a vaccination so fast and you done ran out of it already? Here in New York, they have ran out for the people that live here in New York. And I work for the hospital. I work for the hospital here. So naturally, I could get first dibs on the vaccination. No problem. I've got emails and phone calls and everything about it. I went from hell no to no.
Yeah,
Now I'm just at no.
I don't know.
I
So
don't know. I don't know. And I'm going to say this piece to it because they say it's another strand of the corona stuff coming through, right? If you run out of you have to take the shot twice. If you take the first shot and you're not able to get the second shot, well, what happens?
so so they did say that we're gonna put it like this. Okay, Erskine and me, we both have these vaccinations, and both of us have part A's and B's. Now what they're saying is one, they're trying to come up with one, basically one shot, one kill, one vaccination instead of part one, part B, right? But now they're saying like if Erskine runs out of part B, I have part B, so we can switch them up. That's what they're trying to say now.
But
And I
I don't
think,
understand.
but going back to this real quick, I posted. I think Nadira, if I'm saying your name, please, if I'm saying it wrong,
Now,
please,
dear
please.
Miss Stewart,
Oh, so
what's
I am saying
up?
her name right?
I just say Miss Stewart.
Okay, if I'm saying your name right,
Nadia.
please, please, I apologize. I don't try to screw up nobody's name because Lord knows I get tired of people screwing up my name. But yeah, I think we was watching the same interview because that same reporter asked him that too. So I do think that oh, so well, hold on. Let's touch on two things that Malcolm said. He said facts. Hell, there wasn't a plan for the bogus health care plan, and there was supposed to be replacing Obama. That is true.
Yeah.
Come on now, it's smoke and mirrors. That is true. The, then he says the UK variant strand is what they're worried about. Was it the UK's strand or the African strand? Because I think somewhere in Africa the strand is worse. Oh yeah, she said I'm saying her name fine. Okay, thank you. But yeah, so this strand that's out now, which has mutated, is 50% more contagious. So okay, Malcolm, you said it is the UK. So I'm with you too. I'm still not convinced to take it. I've had COVID. I'm still not convinced on if I want to take it or not because they put a in every vaccination they put a little bit of that whatever it is in your body.
Mm.
So that's just like the flu. They put a little bit of the flu in you to help your body create antibodies to fight it off.
Well, see, for me, I've worked for the hospital system here in New York City. This year makes 20 years, and it's always been a back and forth about me taking the flu shot. And I don't take the flu shot. I'm knocking on wood. I'm knocking on wood. I'm seriously knocking on wood. I have not had any flu-like symptoms for about a good 8 years. 8 years, and well, excuse me, yeah, well, almost nine. Actually, almost 9 years because my daughter will be 13 this year. But for this particular vaccination, like I said, I went from hell no to no, and now I'm kind of back to the no because here in New York City, they ran out of the best. They ran out. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was this case, whatever, but they're out. So what happens to the people that then took the first round and they can't go back to take the second round? You know what I mean? Does
I
that
don't know.
cancel? Does that cancel? It's almost like get a TB shot. If I get the TB shot on Monday and you don't read it on Wednesday, I got to do the whole TB shot.
I personally don't know,
So,
but I figured because I had the anthrax, I got the 12 shots of anthrax when I was active duty, I should have been covered. I'm just being funny. But that ain't the case. So I don't know. You probably, just like the flu, you probably have to get the flu. You know how you get the flu shot every year?
mhm.
You're probably going to have to take that COVID vaccination
Now I do know
over
the
again.
frustration. My mother. My hey mom. Of course, there's a natural frustration um, on both sides where you want to see your family. You miss your family and stuff like that. My in-laws are actually taking it. They're actually taking it. They're gonna, whenever they get it situated down there in South Carolina, they're actually gonna take it. My mom is like no, and I'm kind of like no, and my dad is kind of like, yeah, I don't know, So it's just a lot of unanswered questions
Now,
to it. I'm not saying I won't, but right now, like I said, the biggest fear if this pandemic is such a disaster, how the hell you run out of the vaccine? You know what I mean? And especially the way New York was hit. For our viewers, everybody knows New York. We got smacked back in March in April. I mean, people were dropping like flies, and they're still dying here in the city.
and it's spiking
So
again, which
yeah, and it's
which is
spiking
crazy
again.
because they already knew that it was gonna spike
Of course, coming
during
off the
during
holidays.
this time anyway.
Yeah,
You know, my job, I could get it from my job for
yeah,
free
same here, same here.
where I work. And because I'm also mission essential at my job, but I'm just me personally, I think I'm scared more than anything because I
Yeah,
don't want to get sick
I
from
don't
it
want to get
because
sick
I
either.
do have asthma. So those of you who don't know, I do have asthma. So I don't want to purpose. It it just sounds ridiculous. I don't want to. I don't want to purposely get the vaccination because again, every time you get a vaccination, they give you a little bit of the disease or virus or whatever.
And what
But
are the
at the
long
same
term? What is the
time,
long term stuff?
I don't know.
Are there any long term effects? I just said
And
this
and I
year.
don't know. That's just it because I know in my household, it's look. It's if I go down, the ship going down with me.
Yeah.
I don't have a spouse anymore that can keep everything going if something happens to me. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my fear, and on top of that, I still have a minor daughter. I mean, her dad is still here, but
It's just a lot of unanswered questions.
yeah, it is.
That's my thing. Everybody asks me the $1 million question. I have one colleague who I work with, and she was like, you know what, EJ, I'm just tired of, not being able to travel, not being able to see my family members in other states
And
and stuff
that's the
like
other
that.
part with the vaccination.
Yeah. Is it an advantage to being able to travel if I get vaccinated? And what
No,
happens
not
with
really. The only one. So you still got to take even if you get vaccinated, you still got to get a negative coronavirus test done. Your test. You still got to get a test done, saying and showing proof that you don't have it.
Mhm.
And then when you come back from your destination, you got to have one coming back. If you go overseas, shoot, forget overseas. Depending on where your health insurance, if I go to Georgia, shit, if I so I live in the DMV area. If I go to probably a certain part in Virginia, Southern Virginia, my health insurance might not cover me. I do have that plan that wherever I go, I am covered. But everybody doesn't have that plan. A lot of people have HMOs, and with HMOs, if you ain't in the network, you ain't getting seen,
Right,
or you're getting pulled, paying out your pocket.
right.
So to me, you're saying that I got to get this vaccination to be able to travel because Lord knows this is like being on punishment for some shit that you didn't do. and you can't go nowhere.
I already know, and it's frustrating, hey mom, my mom is always asking, she's like, when are you, when are you, coming down, whatever. We're going to come in 2021. We know that for a fact, and I know next month will make a year since I've been on an airplane. However, my biggest fear, and I say this to my mom all the time, I'm like, God forbid, I come down there and I give you something, or you give your husband something, that's a problem.
Especially when you're asymptomatic.
Right, right. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah,
I don't want to,
asymptomatic people are the scariest people
yeah,
with this pandemic because they show no symptoms whatsoever.
right.
But again, we got our subject.
So we'll see. We'll see. I just want to see a little more research. The thing is, I just don't want to give it. I'm not going to go through the whole year of 2021 and not see my family. If I have to walk through the
Oh no, I already
airport,
told my mom and my dad. I mean, my dad.
yeah,
God rest
I'm
his
not
soul.
going
My
to do
but
that.
my
Yeah, I'm going to get on the airplane in 2021. That is a fact. When in 2021, I don't know.
well shit. I'm
But
driving to Atlanta, so I told my mom. I look. I
look, my thing is this. When you haven't seen your family in a long time, ain't nobody going to social distance. I mean, yeah, that's the reality. You know, um, like I said, we just have to. I just want to see just a little bit more how this thing is going to work. Because we get nasty. I got in-laws in South Carolina. I got my family in Georgia. I got people out in California, and those two places, Georgia and California, I got to tap in 2021. So
yeah.
I got to figure
Now
it
my
out.
best
Hopefully, it works out.
friend, she was traveling throughout 2020
People were doing it. No, 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 no.
like
People
it
did
was
it.
nothing, and she never got sick.
But you know what? Before you go on,
I can't hear you.
okay, I had people that were traveling throughout 2020.
Huh?
They all got sick.
Yeah, my best friend, she didn't get sick at all. Like
Yeah,
I was
I got
like,
friends that jumped on
girl, what kind
planes.
of immune system?
Well, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying I would. I'm not saying I would get sick. See, the problem, I'm not worried about me. I'm not I would. I consider myself to be pretty healthy, in the whole nine. But my biggest fear is getting someone sick, coming from New York, going to Georgia, coming through the airports, coming back into New York. That's my biggest fear. So I agree with Malcolm. I think we need to be educated. There needs to be more
But I
education
think we
about this.
will. I agree with him also. But I think we will be now that this administration
Oh
is
yeah, oh yeah, I have no
changed
doubt.
and
Oh
Dr.
yeah,
Fauci can get his words across
yeah.
better. Other than him being shushed in the spotlight, you're a grown ass man that's we're almost the same age, and you shushing me in public. So I think now he will be able to
Oh
speak
yeah,
freely, and be able to educate us more on this whole situation.
yeah, yeah. And that's all I'm saying. That's my main concern. I want to get a little more education. I feel like we're going to get that now. I think it was a lot of foolishness in 2020 with the administration just not giving us any clear cut answers. And
Yeah.
of course, you have the American people that said, "The hell with this shit. I'm going to go anyway." And I have friends that did that. I have friends
Shoot,
that
I
jumped
know
in.
people that's like, well, I gotta die one day. But yeah, but I ain't trying to
I ain't
purposely
trying to
fast
I
forward
ain't trying
myself to death.
right. So there were people that jumped on airplanes. And it's so sad to say that those same people that jumped
You're
on
going out
airplanes,
again.
those same people that jumped on airplanes were the same people that caught the COVID.
Not my best friend. I'm
I got,
telling you.
I got,
I don't know what kind of immune system she got, but she did not.
well, I got another friend that did the same thing as your friend. She flew back and forth from New York to Atlanta, no problems. But at the same token, I got other friends that was flying, and of course, I ain't gonna front, and it takes my wife to tell you about it. I was in my feelings. I'm looking like it's crazy, but lo and behold, they all caught it. They
Yeah.
all caught it, and I don't wish no sickness on
But
nobody.
again, that's why we need to boost our immune system anyway and stop eating all this fast food and stuff
You're right.
and work out. Cause
Yeah,
even when I got sick, I was I was doing little stuff around my room. I didn't lay down.
yeah.
You
So I
know.
don't know. I just think we have to focus on keeping our health in order. We have to focus on making sure We do what's best for our bodies and to
Mhm.
get more education. Just like you guys, for our viewers that's watching, we got to continue to get as much education as we can about this vaccination. And hopefully it'll be a good space. I feel like Nietzsche said, I feel like we're going to get that with this administration. I know we're going to get that with this administration. It was too much, cutting and curving, and it was frustrating for the American people. So
Well,
you got some people that really, really wanted to see, the science behind this and how we can figure this out. But then you had others that's like, you know what, man, this is for birds, man. I'm out of here. If I die, I die. And that's how it was. We
read
also
that,
had
Erskine.
we also had PTSD from Tuskegee and these converted plans to lower our population. I can't front. Hank Aaron passed away a week after
That's
taking the.
why.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was because of that, but someone told me that. Larry King just died.
Yeah, he
Larry
died this
King,
morning.
he died this morning.
He
And he had the
passed
COVID.
this morning.
Yeah, and he had the COVID. So
Oh, he did have COVID
he did
because I
have
was
COVID.
wondering, did he have it?
Yeah, he did. I remember when he tested positive for it.
That just breaks my heart.
Yeah, and so you got Hank Aaron and you got Larry King, but of course the flip to it is these guys were older. These guys was in their late
The
80s,
'80s, yeah.
the 80s and
And
stuff like
then who was what rapper was that? I want to say J. Cole. I might be wrong.
that. Jeremiah. Jeremiah had,
Jeremiah was in ICU.
yeah, he was in ICU.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so many answers that need to be, there's so many questions that need to be answered. And I'm hoping with this administration we'll be able to get that. Like I told my wife, we got to visit our family. Um, when we don't know, but I'm not going to go another 2021. So, Mom, hello, Mama, Donna Ingram, watching. I don't know when, but in 2021, I will walk through Atlanta, Georgia airport.
I think I want to say, and I'm being hopeful when I say this. Maybe the summertime might be a
That's what I'm
better
thinking.
time
That's what I'm thinking.
to actually start back traveling
Yeah,
again.
that's what I'm thinking as
Yeah.
well. I did, the frustrating thing is, and me and my mom was talking about this today. When you come to New York looks like a ghost town. Like New York is shut down. People can go to the hood and try to do a little extra stuff, but as far as going to Broadway plays, clubs, hookah
Oh
lounge,
yeah. No. 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 None of that's going
all
on.
that shut down.
Mm-mm.
But Georgia, on
Mama
the
Donna, I'm coming with them.
okay, Mama, we coming. We just gotta figure it out. So, um, the thing that I tell my mom all the time, and when she and I talk about it, I just wish that the entire United States would just shut down for about a good month, maybe 3 weeks to bring these numbers down. Just shut it down so people can start back moving on with their lives. That's just my honest opinion.
I
I think
think
that
had
needs
they
to
done
happen.
that from the beginning,
Had they done that from the beginning, I think it would have been a difference. But
it wouldn't have been so bad.
that's why it's so confusing. That's why it's so confusing. What they're doing in Georgia, it turned political. When it turned political in Georgia, you lost the people. The people was like, I'm over this. I'm not gonna sit around while y'all playing. You got the
But they
governor
went out
going
and
there.
voted.
Because they were the guinea pigs of this whole thing. So it was so good to see Georgia step out. So shout out to Georgia, and definitely shout out to the entire state, and to all the cities, and all that good stuff in Georgia. So yeah, so um, hopefully they'll get this thing together because, like I said, New York and California, we shut down.
Yeah.
We shut down. There's no games. There's none of that. You walk into a store, you have to have on a mask. It's not strongly encouraged.
That's how it is here in Maryland. I told you they
Well, let
ain't
me ask
playing
you
with
this.
that.
Let me ask you this: is it strongly encouraged or is it mandated?
The sign says if you don't have a mask on when you come in here, you will not be serviced. You will be escorted back out the office. I
But
mean,
see,
out the
that's the
office,
problem.
out the building.
In the South, it's strongly encouraged. And people fail to realize strongly encouraged and mandatory are two different. Two do you're sitting
But
two
here's
different.
but here's the thing. Like here's my thing with that. Just because it's strongly encouraged, you have to have common sense.
You're supposed to, but if I ain't got to wear a mask, I ain't gonna do it. That's how people thinking. I don't want to walk around with
Right.
this thing on my face.
Right. So you have to have common sense. And not only that, if you don't do it for yourself, do it for your grandparents.
Yeah,
Do it for those people that you live with that have underlying health issues. Do it for your kids. Stop being fucking selfish. You know,
yeah,
Do it because you don't want your loved ones to pass. God forbid that I was asymptomatic and I went and got coronavirus, did not know it, and I passed it on to my loved ones. I would be sick.
Well, that's why I just told my mother that. Hey, mom, we just had this conversation. I told my mother I would never forgive myself knowing that I gave her or her husband or my dad and his wife. I would feel horrible knowing that they got sick. All of a sudden, they feeling funny. All of a sudden, when I leave after 2 weeks, they starting to feel funny after I left. So I would never forgive myself, So it's definitely a situation. I feel like eventually we all may get COVID. Some of us are more careful than others, and some are living it up like it's 1999. Facts. I've been super cautious, and now I'm quarantined because of someone who wasn't. But luckily, I have no symptoms. Maybe asymptomatic, which is scarier because you're walking around exposing others.
Exactly.
All too much. Have faith that 2020, 2021 will be bright, and that's all we can do. But see, that's my
Hmm.
baby spirit, Lila, Lily. Is it Lily or Lila?
I want to say it's Leela.
Lila. Okay, we're gonna say Lila. Okay,
If we're saying your name wrong, we do apologize.
I apologize, Lila. So Lila, yeah, I'm saying the same thing as well. People are turning up. They having good time. They turn up. They partying. Um, here in New York, as far as like I go to the gym, uh, and that's it. That's it. That's it. I go to the barber. I've been to the barber, and that was only because I was on a show. But other than that, no. I just I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. I'm home. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
that's like me too. I stay at home. I am not out in these streets,
yeah,
partying. This right here is my outlet.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and then I do Zooms with friends and whatnot. But other than that, I'm not up and down no highway.
yeah, yeah. People driving.
I go out my house once a week to go to work. If I don't have nothing going on, I don't go.
Yeah,
Excuse me, I telework.
yeah. Same thing here. I do all my therapy sessions. Everything
I
from home.
telework.
Yeah.
One thing I can say is no employer in the federal government can ever say that you can't do your job from home. No more.
Ooh. Well, that's the twist too. People may say, you know what? I just don't feel like driving to work. I feel like I don't feel
Well,
like
you
going
have
to
to get permission. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm at home today." You got to have permission.
right, right.
But you know, so again, this administration is looking bright.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it looks as though we got some stability. Is it gonna fix our problems right now? Nope. But his first tackle is the pandemic.
Mhm.
His second one is he wants to do a third stimulus check. Shit, I want a stimulus check.
I'm not going to get it.
I ain't gonna get no stimulus check, but I'm glad those that do need the stimulus check. I
Yeah.
am happy that they are able to get a stimulus check.
My mom
Um,
said, why don't you tell the president to close the country down?
Well, Mama Donna, if I could tell him, if he could hear my cries, I would tell
I
him.
would tell him. I would tell
Um,
him, too. I would tell
but
him,
it's a
close
whole
the
lot of
country down.
security that I got to go through just to get to him. So, but I will say he does understand.
And I think it'll
um,
be different. I think it'll be different. I think
yeah,
that, if he's, with Dr. Fauci being able to speak and be able to
yeah,
voice his concerns and giving us the proper procedures on where we need to go, that might be an option. That may happen.
yeah,
Like I said, I think the frustrating thing for all of us is you look at New York, you look at California, we're shut down.
correct.
But then you look at Georgia, you look at Texas, you look at Florida, and everybody tell them,
Florida act like they don't even understand what the word
yeah,
coronavirus
Corona
is.
who? Like
What
it's
is
same
that?
thing with Atlanta. Same thing with Atlanta. Corona who? Corona
So
what? You
you
know.
know,
So it's a lot, and I hope they'll figure it out. And like I said, I'm not mom. I'm not my mama that's watching. I'm not even waiting on the green light. Soon as the light is yellow, I'm running to the airport. We running.
and Sabrina gonna grab you by your collar.
Listen. Soon as she give the green light, because we both kind of like she's more no than anything. But I'm about ready to jump off the bridge at this point. I'm ready
Well,
to.
don't do that.
I'm not gonna jump off the bridge. I'm ready to kind of get it,
Don't
get,
don't
get it
don't do
rolling.
that.
So her parents are getting the shot. Her parents are getting the shot. Which
Damn, that just breaks my heart that they died because of
who?
the shot.
Well, that's the scary part. You know what I mean? So I just we just don't know. It's so many unanswered questions to this whole thing. So hopefully we'll get the answers. We just like I said, I'm comfortable with this administration, so I'm hoping we'll get some good answers this year, and that'll make us all comfortable to travel. I work for the government, and I am hoping I can leverage this
Me and
where I
Malcolm used to
can.
work together.
Oh, okay. Where I can live anywhere and still do my job effectively. The government love a quantitative
Quantitative.
quantitative responses, and since this happened, I have my data and rating ready. I think many of those who work in the IT field should band together and push it collectively. Malcolm, my brother does it. My brother, he works in IT. So
Now,
hopefully.
hold on. Let me just say this because I'm in IT too. It depends on what part of IT
Oh, okay.
you are in.
He's on Army base.
No, 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 no. So he's not a technician.
Okay.
I don't think Travis is a technician.
I mean, I don't
Shit, I
know.
don't know what the hell Travis do. I just know he on Fort Benning.
Before Benny.
But it does depend on what part. If you're a technician, then hell no, you can't telework. You got you
Right.
got to go to work. Um, Meaning physically to work. Um, so if you're the network guys, you physically have to go to work. So it just depends on what part of IT.
Mm.
Um, Everybody that's in that, I could sit at home and work from home forever. I mean, I'd be happy. That's mileage on my cars, and I save gas and maintenance. But because I'm not a technician, I'm a program director. But
I'm thinking the summer. I give it.
yeah,
I'm just going to, Mom. I'm just going to throw a ballpark in the air.
I told my mom I'm coming to see her in May.
Yeah,
That's not the summer. That's more spring.
yeah. That's kind of like if I got
But
to go, I
but
want to be able to go there and wear shorts, leaving New York, and have shorts going into Atlanta. That's what I want to
I think you need to wear a whole hazmat suit
do.
going because you don't know who sat in that chair before you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something so funny. It was so funny when before COVID, right before it touched down, when my mom got married and we flew back to New York the next day, out of the 22 years that I've been here, I'd never seen them come on the plane and they're hosing the seats down. Like they had this spray. I'd never seen that. So, and then 2 weeks later, the country was shut down.
You
But
know what? I'm sorry to cut you off. You know why you was talking. You know who? What else I'm thinking?
was-
The cruise lines. I ain't going on no damn ship no time soon.
no,
You know I
well,
love a good cruise.
right. The problem with the cruise is somebody get jammed up, they're not letting you back in the country. You stuck out there in the
Not
ocean.
only that, the whole ship is quarantined.
Right. You can't come off the ship for 2 weeks. You stuck in the middle of the water
I
somewhere.
mean, don't get it twisted. I keep leave on the books. Okay, I got so much leave on the books that I'm forced to take leave towards the end of the year. But I am not trying to give up my leave because somebody done caught the fucking cooties and
And
now I
you
can't
stuck
get
on
off the
the
ship.
you stuck on the ship like this. you know. So I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna ride it out. The beautiful thing is we have a new administration, and I think that's what we all have to be happy about. We have a new administration. Dr. Fauci, who's been doing this work for over 35 years, will be able to educate us properly, give us proper procedures, proper steps, and won't feel under pressure and not feeling like he has to water anything down due to someone standing over his shoulder. And I think this administration with Biden and Vice President Harris, I think they're going to support him on this. So I'm excited. I'm sitting here just waiting to see, just waiting to see. I just do know that I'm not going to go a whole nother year without seeing my folks. So, we're gonna come. I'm going to Georgia. I am going to walk in Atlanta airport with no shirt on.
Child, put your shirt on.
No, I'm taking it off because we had
Put
nothing
your
to do with
shirt on. Don't
exercise.
nobody want to see all that.
We walked through there with no shirt on.
Nobody wants to see all of that.
I'm showing off. I'm showing off. So
Mm-mm,
anyway,
mm-mm.
well, our viewers, I think we've kept your time. Great. We've kept you
We
long enough.
have. We
We
have.
enjoyed y'all. We definitely enjoyed everybody. And thank you all, so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for coming in with us. The purpose of this show is to just
Excuse
bring
me.
awareness to what's going on in the world. It was created during COVID. Nietzsche came up with the bright idea and said, Ersky, let's do a podcast. And let's just have some fun. And little people realize this is very therapeutic for a guy like myself who likes to constantly be around doing something and to be able to have something to look forward to on Saturday nights. It says a whole lot. So we thank you so much for tuning in and having a
Yes, we
good
do.
time with us.
Yes, yes,
So,
yes.
so I'm gonna drop my gem, then I'm gonna send it on over there to
You
Washington
got
D.C.
it right!
I got to point that way for it to look like
Yay! Normally he's like over here, and I'm like, no, I'm over here. I'm over here.
over here.
Over
I
here.
got it right.
Over here.
So my gem tonight is to always stay positive. Stay positive.
Yes,
Stay
please,
positive.
people.
Keep good energy around you at all times. We're in times
Yes.
now where your happiness is all that you have. Your peace is
Yes.
all that you have. So you hold on to that. If you feel the need for mental health and you need to get therapy services or whatever, do that. Go out, get mental health services, reach out to your local insurance companies and see who you can follow up with because everybody needs someone to talk to.
Right.
Everybody needs someone they can express their thoughts and their feelings to because throughout this pandemic, one thing that it showed us is that we have to take care of us. What we learned from the previous administration and just from 2020 alone, all we have is us. All we have is our own peace and all we have is our own happiness. And we have to hold on to that and we have to keep good people around us at all
At
times.
all times.
All times. That's mandatory. Okay. Because when you turn on the TV, you see so much negativity, and it's good to see that it might be a little lower, but it's still going to be negativity because they got to clean up the stuff from the previous situation. So my goal and my ultimate passion for everybody is to see that you all stay peaceful, stay happy, keep good energy around you, and keep good people around you, and avoid as much negativity as possible. And I'm going to pass the microphone on over to.
You almost fucked it up. Oh gosh. Okay, so my gym of the J, gym of the J, gym of the evening would be like Erskine said: stay positive, stay focused, meditate, um, have one-on-one time with yourself. Self-care is important. Again, like he said, if you need to talk to someone that is going to have an unbiased opinion, or if you just want them to be a sounding board, just let them know. I don't want to hear any feedback. I just want to get this off of my chest. And just surround yourself with positive energy. Love on yourself, love on your loved ones. Please tell your people that's in your circle, be it your family or your friends, that I love you. Okay? Because right about now, today definitely isn't, I mean, tomorrow definitely is not promised. We don't know what this world is going to hold. And I also ask to just give this administration a chance to get their feet wet. They already have a plan. They've been talking about the plan. And right now it's evident that they're trying to work the plan because they started working on the 20th and not the 21st of June. I mean, January. Lord, I would put us in the summertime because I'm thinking about traveling. But we appreciate you all. We love you all for coming and being here with us. Um, come back next week. We have a really good show that we have planned. We trying to make sure that we have fresh new ideas or different versions of the ideas. If you have an idea for us, please make sure that you reach out to us, be it IG or on this platform right here, and let us know what you have any thoughts on for us to talk about. So again, we love you all. We'll see you the same time, same bat channel next week, Saturday at 7:30. Be safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, and tell your loved ones that you love them. Peace.